Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome to this week's new episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast titled New Co-Host Day. I'm Rebecca, and I am super duper excited for today's show. How about you, Garrett?
I am very excited for this show. This is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a really good one because we have a brand new co-host that will be joining us that we have been teasing. We have not yet revealed it. We will be revealing very, very shortly. Some of you have been guessing, really good guesses. It is someone who is very near and dear to our hearts in the PSVG community. Before we get into that, we will start the show like we do each and every week by thanking our producers, our live on air producers, Edwin Callow, AJ Pentcoast, Chris C, Devin Tyus, Horse Girl 69,
nice,
Joe Wilson, Josh Morvoni, Kyle Hyman, Nick Creature, Nick Fallhover, Paul Calico, RJ Kern, Stephen Keller, and Zach Adams. Thank you.
Nailed it.
Our producers. Thank you. So, are we ready for the reveal of who our new Nintendo Shack co-host is?
Should we reveal?
Should we reveal? Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Welcome on in to Elaine, who was the fabulous host of the Xbox Empire. If you listen to our other PSVG shows, hi Elaine.
What's good, guys? Hi, chat. Doing good. Hi, everybody out there.
When Donnie said that, he was changing up the shows and, kind of condensing and moving things around, and me and Garrett were like, who is our third person going to be? And we were like thinking things over, and we're like, are we going to try to do, tryouts, kind of like how we did? And then Donnie said, guys, what about Elaine? And we're like, oh my gosh, that would be so perfect because we already know you. We already love you. We are so excited to see what you're going to bring to the table and do for this show. And we're really excited that you're here.
I'm ready to nerd out with you. I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go. I'm excited. This is like I don't have to herd any cats. That's Rebecca's problem. I don't have to. I can just chill. I'm gonna get a footrest. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be
a really good time because I have listened to the Xbox Empire a lot, and me not even being an Xbox fan, just because of you and what you bring to the show. And I feel like I don't know a lot of your history with Nintendo, and I think a lot of people might be surprised that you're a big Nintendo fan and might not expect you to they might not know what you're going to bring to the show, and you will have a lot of questions to answer because without even knowing who you were, people were throwing our new host questions. So I hope you are ready to be in the hot seat.
You ready?
we were debating on the order of what to do in this show, and I was overthinking everything, and Garrett just started the show. So I would like to start with putting you in the hot seat before we get into what we've been playing and what we've been up to, and before we get into the headlines and before we get into the general questions. I do want to put our new co-host Elaine in the hot seat here, and we'll kind of keep it open to start. For those who don't know, we would like to know, what's your history and background with Nintendo? Give us a little bit of, background information on what, video games in general, what it's like for you.
So Nintendo was the NES was the first system I owned. So I was about 4. And my dad was a big tech nerd guy. And so he saw the console come out and he bought one for me for Christmas. For me, except it wasn't for me. It was for him, which I do to my kids now. Thanks, Dad, for teaching me that move. So then I played a bunch of Duck Hunt with my dad until I started beating him at it. And then he was done. And I kept playing video games for all eternity. The Nintendo system that really grabbed my heart, though, was the original Game Boy. I remember sitting in the back of my parents' car on Christmases, tilting it to catch the street lamps as they would go by, so I could play Tetris on the way back and forth to my grandmother's. That was I have very fond memories of that brick. I could murder a man with this Game Boy.
I'm so glad that you have that experience with the Game Boy in the back seat, because I feel like that's almost like a universal shared experience of like our generation of, before they had the backlit screens and everything. Like, it's just, I feel like that's such a solid, relatable memory.
I was just talking to a friend about the original Game Boy Advance, which I love the form factor of, right? But it doesn't have a backlit screen. I'm like, I'm going to take one apart and put an IPS screen. I'm going to mod a Game Boy Advance. And she's like, but why? And I'm like, because I can. Like,
yes, you can. Yeah.
As I'm an adult.
And did you do it?
Oh my! Not yet. I'm going to buy the kit. The kits were out of stock when I first looked, but don't worry, it's happening. Oh,
it's so funny going back to that old tech and wondering how we used to live like that, and we used to like it. Like nowadays, it's impossible to go back to those unlit screens. Like, how did we do that?
The flashlight where we had a permanent neck crank, and then they sold that magnifier for the original Game Boy. I realize I'm dating my butt here, but like
I had the little light. Twisted wire
spiral, yes.
And the twisted wire. It's like when we had those book lights when we were kids, so we could read in the dark. Now we have Kindles with backlights. In my day, we needed separate lights. That was the vibe. So yeah, Nintendo is has a very special place in my gaming history because that's the only manufacturer of consoles that I've owned every one at through time.
So you've been a Nintendo fan since the start.
Yeah, I waited in
line. So already you're getting an A+ in this category.
Yeah, I waited outside of a Best Buy all night for a DS. I slept in the back of my car to get a Wii. I don't play.
Nice.
I love Nintendo stuff. I
like your energy.
For those who maybe don't listen to the other PSVG shows, maybe they only listen to Nintendo Shack. I kind of spilled the beans a little bit here, but tell us about your history with PSVG.
It's a funny story. I started with PSVG in September of 2020, and it all happened because Delvin retweeted Donnie looking for a host for Xbox Empire because he was down a host. I replied to Delvin and said, "Oh man, I miss podcasting," and he was like, "Yo, this would be a good choice." And then within a week and a half, I was the co-host of Empire, and then we closed the doors on that show, and now we're doing play some video games where I get to. It's me and these three boys that I have to oh my god, it's making my hair go gray.
By the way,
I'm fine.
Are you fine right now?
Everybody needs to go listen to the show. They record it, and did it come out this morning? So it's available to go listen to yet?
For patrons, the second episode is out now. I believe it's Sundays for non-patrons, and the first episode is on the feed for everyone. So yes, it's hilarious. There's a lot of laughing.
It's a good show. It's a good show. It's a good core 4. I like it. And Garrett, do you remember when Donnie was looking for a new Xbox co-host, and when he told us that he found somebody, and he's like, "There's this girl, Elaine," and we're like, "Who is this?"
Oh yeah, he
said
no idea.
She's the real deal. I'm pretty sure those are the words that he used.
Yeah. He instantly messaged us I found the one. And I was like,
that was literally what he said.
And I was like, the co-host to my show.
Married already.
Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, okay, Donnie. Cool.
Yeah, he knew pretty instantly. So I'm glad that we have you for this show too. We kind of stole you in a way.
I mean, kind of, but I'm happy to be stolen for Nintendo stuff. I never get to just talk about big, joyous Nintendo things. I get embroiled in the Xbox, PlayStation stuff more often, and it's really cool to be able to be but this is a happy place for me. Look, my boo is in the background. It's happy. I'm happy.
We're gonna have lots of. This is gonna be our happy place Thursday nights, where we're gonna get to nerd out on just Nintendo, because the other show has everything, but this is just Nintendo.
Yep.
So we had people write in questions for the mysterious co-host, but lots and lots of people asked the most hard-hitting question of all: what's your favorite Nintendo franchise? If you have to pick one, what's your favorite?
It's Metroid. It's always been Metroid.
Oh,
I had a feeling you were going to say that, and I think you made a lot of people happy.
It's funny because that's the game when I played it on NES that I have some of the fondest memories of. I would drive, and my friend would draw the maps out so we could figure that game out, because we didn't have money to go buy Nintendo Power. My parents wouldn't buy me Nintendo, so I have a wall art. I'll tweet it, and I have a box art of Super Metroid on my wall. It's one of my favorites of all time. It's up there among favorite video game franchises, probably too. So
cool.
Metroid.
How much do you love that Metroid is finally getting all of the love it deserves?
I lost my fool mind when they announced Dread. I lost my mind because we haven't had a new Metroid game in so long, and I've been so bummed that Prime 4 has been just
out in the ether. We just don't know what's going on with that.
So I need this.
It's not even that they just announced a game or that they announced, this long hidden game. They tweet about it almost every day. They're giving it the time of day.
They're pushing it.
It's gotta feel good.
It does. It's so awesome. She's such an iconic character for me, and those games are so like I like them all for different reasons too. Like there are none that I don't like. There are some that I like more and less. Okay, Other M we'll discuss it another day.
We're gonna have a full conversation about Other M at some point.
I need to unpack my trauma from that game at some point with my therapist, but like I'm really excited about Dread. That was the one where I was like, I will fight someone for these amiibo. Fight me. I'm very small.
Did you get your pre-order?
I did, and a special edition too.
Your special
edition. I got
it.
Good.
Okay, good.
I had to fight. Fight the internet, but I'm ready. Oh, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped.
So Metroid's that person from Samus or from Super Smash Brothers, right?
Totally, dude. Totally.
Yeah,
you know,
Metroid.
That
Yeah.
The best part.
It turns into a ball.
Rolls up into the ball bomb. That dude.
Exactly. The down B.
Dude, the best of all-time thing is boys in your class finding out with the secret ending that it was a girl all along, and you going, yeah! Because when in the late 80s, early 90s, there were not that many female lead characters. There were always damsels in distress. So that's why she's so awesome. I'm like, she's about
everyone calls that one of the biggest twists in gaming history, and I kind of hate that that's considered a plot twist that it couldn't possibly have been a woman. We're so surprised. I hate that that's a twist, but I'm glad that nowadays it wouldn't considered.
It's funny. It's such a time and place thing, right? Because video games were such a boy hobby and which is so stupid, but they were, and I got teased for playing video games. That was a big deal. Boys were mad, and I was like,
it was. And I've always wondered why Nintendo hasn't pushed Metroid harder as one of their flagship titles. That's kind of one of their mascots. To have such a strong woman lead as a character. Why they haven't pushed this more? So I'm so glad that they finally are, and I'm so glad that it's your favorite.
I can't wait for Metroid. I can't wait for Metroid.
I'm frothing. October so close.
Not a huge Metroid fan, but I loved the 3DS one, and so very excited for this one as well.
Let's go. Yep.
So we have a lot of questions specifically pointed towards you, and a lot of them said me and Garret could also answer them as well. And keep in mind that they did not know who you were when they were asking these. So I'm sure next week when we're asking more questions, now that they know specifically who you are, maybe we'll get even more.
Oh, goody. I love these. Let's go.
So you might be in the hot seat 2 weeks in a row. We'll see.
That's fine. It's not that hot.
Zach says, how does it feel to work alongside I hate saying this, alongside the great Forest Minish and Bland Explosion? You are great.
Not great.
And what do you look forward to the most being on the show?
This was really exciting for me ever since we did the crossover episode right around the holidays. We have such a great vibe. I think you two are so easy to chat with and so much fun, and we see things from different perspectives, but not in a combative way. So it's a feel good. Yeah, Hearts. It's a feel good show. It makes me we can disagree like adults, and that's nice, And I don't know. It feels light and comfortable. It's so good. And what do I look forward to the most? Man, I get to talk about Nintendo stuff with two lovely people who I enjoy. That's the best.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of fond memories of that. What was it called? The crossover show that we did we went over the game of the year.
Episode.
Yeah,
I kind of remember it as the game of the year, where it just felt like it was our first time podcasting together, but it felt so natural and we clicked with everything. So it just feels when he suggested that you be our co-host. That's why I immediately had no reservations, just because it worked out so well with that episode.
That's why I floated it. That's why when Donnie was like, they're looking for a third, I'm like, I don't do anything on Thursday nights, and I do like them a lot. And he was like, oh, this could be good. It's yeah. So yeah, it was the same vibe. I was like, I came off that episode I could talk for 6 hours with these people about nothing.
Honestly.
Very happy.
That's great.
Yeah. I could foresee when we have big news days, us talking forever.
It'll be great. Sorry, internet.
We'll be talking for a while. Yeah.
We will. G-Man wants to know, how did you get to sign up to join a podcast with two awesome people, being Rebecca and Garret? And also, nice to meet you.
Oh, man. It's so nice to meet you, G-Man.
You kind of just answered that, too.
I just answered this one, but it was totally like Donnie was like, I was talking to him about other stuff and like getting more involved, and it just worked out. And then Rebecca, in all caps, I believe, messaged him back. So I was like, I think they're into it.
It was all caps. You're right.
It was very sudden, too. I was like, oh, wow. Hey, Rebecca responded. Cool.
Solved. We didn't have to do any work. It just happened.
We didn't have to do anything.
Nope.
We had the best host.
Edgardo says, if you could be any Nintendo character inside any of its games, who would you be and why?
Look, I want to be Samus. Okay, this is totally a power fantasy thing. She has a 6 spaceship. She has a pet Metroid. I mean, kind of. It's she had a pet Metroid. She had one. She has awesome armor. She is feared, and she is a bounty hunter. What more could you? She explores cool planets. I want to do her job. Yeah, let's go.
It is. That would be a very good one. I have a feeling you probably also share this dream, but if I ever become a billionaire and I can like just do like have a stupid amount of money, I want to get a custom-made Varia suit. Like,
I want it
with lights and everything.
I want the black and gray version. I specifically like that version. And I'll have to share with you, there's an Etsy shop that they make custom pins, and they have a side profile of just her bust in that suit, and it's sick.
Do you have it?
I didn't buy it yet, but I'm going to spend too much money on pins.
You should.
I'm going to do it.
Absolutely should. Kevin says, first of all, congratulations and welcome, mystery co-host. He wants to know, what if Nintendo does an acquisition for one company? What company, big or small, would be the best decision for Nintendo? I think this is a question we've answered before, so I think he wants to get your take on it.
My gut instinct is to say Platinum, because I think some of the stuff that Platinum has done for Nintendo in the past has been really good, and I think that with the franchises that Nintendo has and Platinum's like sort of expertise, they could do really rad things. There are probably others that make more sense, but my gut is like, I want more rad action games just for Nintendo inside of their franchises.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. There's no Nier in Nintendo platforms at all. They have so many different franchises. They got Astral Chain recently. Oh my gosh, if they just kept Platinum in the pocket, Astral Chain 2 is like a done deal. That would be
also
great.
Honestly, Metroid Other M could have been a rad game if it had been more of a Platinum joint. I'm just saying. Okay.
I feel like also giving that studio, just bigger teams, bigger budgets, and not just to see what they can do. And I feel like that opens up a different side. Like, I want to say a different audience for Nintendo, just because it does seem to be mature games that they make. And it might, I don't know. I think that would interest a lot of people for sure to see kind of what they would do there.
Did they do Star Fox Zero? Is that the people that did?
I don't remember. I don't think so. Or if they did.
Oh my goodness. I should know that.
You should know this information. I'm not a Star Fox fan.
Because I was thinking, a Platinum Star Fox game would be cool. I was like, wait, did they do Star Fox Zero?
They might have.
Rack in chat says they did.
Yeah.
Okay. I want an actual effort into a good Star Fox game from Platinum, because I think they can make a good Star Fox game. They've been hit or miss sometimes.
Star Fox needs a good game.
Star Fox needs a good game.
Very badly.
I feel like
my heart.
Platinum has an A team and B team problem, because they did a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games that were atrociously awful too. But some of their games are amazing, right? When they get their good people on it, their best people, those games like hit for me every time.
Definitely.
So, yep.
Platinum. I like it. I like this question. Wes 3DP wants to know, in memory of Donnie, what is your most hated genre?
Oh, this question's hard. Like, I don't. It's strategy RPGs, like strategy ones specifically. I
broke Garrett's heart.
So, and I don't. It's unfair because I don't hate them. It's the one genre that I'm incredibly selective of what I like in. That's
okay.
It's not fair. I don't hate. Like, I play everything. The problem that I have is that I play everything. I buy everything. Like, it's bad.
It's bad. It's
bad. Like, I like Fire Emblem, chat. Don't get nervous. But there are some that I just can't, like Disgaea. I can't. I don't know what it is.
I can understand that, actually. Disgaea is not the top of my list with strategy role-playing games.
Yeah. And Fire Emblem, I like Advanced Wars. It really depends on the game and the franchise for me. So, but that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Best answer I got.
I like how that was in memory of Donnie.
Why? If you want me to get as angry as Donnie, that's not going to happen. But sorry, Gary. I don't dislike Fire Emblem. I love Fire Emblem. It's anime as hell.
You've been redeemed.
Very here for that. Don't worry.
All the license.
Carlos has a few questions for you. He wants to know, first Nintendo game ever played. Did you say it was Duck Hunt?
It was Duck Hunt.
It was Duck Hunt.
It was Duck Hunt.
Okay. Favorite Nintendo console?
It's a real toss-up between the GBA and the Super Nintendo. I think it's the Super Nintendo.
You have good taste, Elaine.
I think it's the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Good. This is all working out so far. We're gonna maybe keep you around for a while.
Oh, I can say, yeah. I think the Super Nintendo has like 2 or 3 of my favorite games of all time, so it has to be the Super Nintendo.
Good. He also wants to know your favorite Mario game and your favorite Zelda game.
It's Super Mario World is my favorite Mario game.
Correct. That's the correct answer.
I know most people want to go Mario 3, and I'm like, nah, dog, but Super Mario World, though.
Are you more of a 2D than 3D Mario player?
Yeah, I definitely am. Like, I like them. I just attach to them more. I played more of them, too. Zelda, boy, I think it's Link to the Past. I Link to the Past.
Let's go.
We are keeping you forever.
Yeah, it's going to be Link to the Past. Like, I love Ocarina, but I could replay Link to the Past yearly and still love it, like, every single time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It has just aged. I think the thing is with the Super Nintendo, and I'm seeing a theme with your answers here, they've just aged so well. Like, you can still go back. Like, I feel like a lot of people, and I feel like this is probably true for me, and I just don't want to admit it, but, like, the nostalgia probably plays a big part in what we say our favorite games are. Mm-hmm. But I feel like trying very hard to look through an objective lens, like, Super Nintendo games have just aged so well. And like people playing them for the first time, yeah, they're a little tough, but you can play them for the first time and enjoy them.
Sprite work holds up better than 3D modeling for me almost every time. And the Super Nintendo just has some really iconic sprite work. Like Super Metroid is exceptional. Link to the Past is amazing. Super Mario World.
They're beautiful. They're still beautiful.
Yep.
And it makes me look at games like Octopath Traveler and wonder, like, why aren't they doing more games in this style? It's going to look beautiful forever.
I feel like we're the aging gamers feel this way, and the younger folks who grew up with so much more graphical power feel differently because they're so used to things looking hyper realistic. And I get that, I do, but I'm old and I want my sprites. Okay.
Same. And finally, Hobik says, we need to get to know this new co-host on a deep and personal level. Waffles or pancakes? And this was a hot topic in the Play Some Video Game show last night.
It got very spicy last night. So, like, given these two options, these two options,
yes.
It's waffles. Because I want a warm waffle that I put butter in, too much butter. And then it melts and leaves little pools of butter in each of the nooks. And then you add the syrup over top.
I can understand that.
Buttery, syrupy nooks of joy.
Okay. Another question. The size of these holes, what are they? Are they like the Texas size, big ones going? Or we're talking the little tiny Eggo?
No. Eggos
waffles.
are trash.
No.
Eggos.
Thank you.
Frozen waffles are garbage. Okay, like if I'm gonna put forth the effort and eat a carbohydrate that has sugar and more carbohydrate on top of it, then I'm gonna eat a good one, and it's gonna be like in a waffle maker that flippies.
That flips what I mean? All around. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I want to do that.
One of those.
They're more work. They taste better. But to the chat's point, because Kyle just said it in the chat, if I have any breakfast confection option, French toast is better than both for me.
French toast is absolutely superior.
French toast is the best breakfast carbohydrate confection for me. That's my go-to. So now you know.
Completely agree with that. Although I will say that all breakfast foods, in my opinion, are top tier. Breakfast is the best meal.
Breakfast also tastes better at dinner time. Don't at me. It's true every time.
Okay, that's correct. There's one breakfast I've been making every weekend, and it's actually called a Dutch baby. Ever heard of it?
Those are awesome. Yeah, they're
like
like poured pancake thing. Oh, they're so good, dude.
Yeah. So it's a higher portion of eggs versus flour, and it has an eggy taste to it. You can make it any flavor you want. I do salty or sweet. In the salty, I put green onion in there. Oh, it's so good. And then you mix that batter in a pan up top, and then you put it in the oven immediately so you can let it rise. I gotta take a picture for
You
her.
have to send me a recipe for that because I have never heard of this before, and I love breakfast foods. So
dude, Dutch babies
need to make this.
Yes, you do. Yeah. They're pretty easy, and they're kind of they're crepey almost because they're more egg.
Right.
They're very
more eggy. Yeah.
Yep.
Eggy taste.
I am definitely going to make that this weekend if you send me the recipe.
Yes. Excellent.
Those are all the questions that were, I believe, specifically for you, Elaine. We do have some more questions at the end of the show. And like I said, I'm sure you'll be put in the hot seat again next week when people know it's you. So now what I want to know is what we've been playing lately. Garret, you said you've been playing games here and there. What have you been
Okay, guys. Here's the thing. I've been worked to the bone for the past month, and then the next 4 months or whatever, I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing until I graduate. So I don't have much time to play games. But what I do now I'm done with Monster Hunter Stories 2. I'm not trying to commit to one game. I'm dabbling all around right now before Life is Strange and then Metroid Dread. Those are coming up. I don't want to stick to one big game. So I've been going back to games that I just haven't finished, like Atelier Ryza. That is still a great game to me. I'm 20 hours in. I'm like, I should finish this game eventually sometime. So I've been playing that. I've been playing Axiom Verge as well on the PlayStation Vita in the bus. I'm still doing that, but it's very few in short intermittent times. What else have I been playing? I think those are the two specific Nintendo-ish games. I've been playing Tales of Berseria a lot on my laptop, and that's a game that should be on Switch. I don't know why it's not. It's a very JRPG cartoonish focused game. I love the action to it. I love the story and the characters behind it as well. So yeah, I just been down. I played Pokemon Snap. I played
you
did? Yes, I was playing it with Fiona, and I eventually just took over the controls. She wanted me to take pictures for the Pokemon, and she's like, "This is good practice for you to take pictures in real life." And I'm like, "You're right."
Oh, what a burn!
So I'm like, "Oh, okay, that sounds good."
Do you feel like you're getting better at photography because of it?
Yes, getting in the center, making sure it's the right pose at the right time. I'm going through the motions. I just beat the first area. I'm in the second area right now. It's fine. It's a fun game. I mean, I enjoy going through a couple levels. I'm not committed to finish anything. I'm borrowing from the library, so.
I was going to ask because I remember you saying that this would be one that you would decide to maybe rent, maybe not buy because it's, I mean, it's obviously longer than the first game, but if you're not sure if you will play the whole thing or if you're not sure if this is a game for you, I could definitely say to people, if you're not sure about this one, this would be a rent game, not a buy game.
Oh yeah. I'm not singing so many hours to finish and collect all the Pokemon. It's fun to sit down for an hour and a half and just go through a couple of these levels. It's a very nice, well-made game. It's not a bad game at all. It's just I get tired of it after an hour, and I'm like, okay, off to something else.
I'm surprised Fiona's not taken to it a little bit more. She wants you to play it more. I thought that she would like it.
She likes looking at the pictures I take.
Does she pick the ones and say, this is the best one, this is the best one?
It's you gotta pick this one. I'm like, okay, sounds good.
She's like an art critic. You better get ready, man. It's just art. It's pretty good.
I like it. Okay, so you're playing a little bit of everything here and there, just getting ready for some of the bigger releases. Did we lose you?
Poor Garret.
Oh no. Did you lose me?
Oh wait, I hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're here.
But yeah, I'm non-committal right now until Life is Strange. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm going to dive into that this weekend. I didn't realize it was out today. I could be playing it right now, but here I am podcasting with some cool people.
I was about to be wounded.
Right.
But no. Okay, that's cool, Garret. Anything else?
No, that's it.
What about you, Elaine? What have you been up to lately?
So I'm actually replaying Axiom Verge because I had the Metroid bug because Dread is coming out in a month, and I'm like, but I want it now. So for me, Axiom Verge is one of the closer ones that's had that Super Metroid-y vibe in a long time. I think it's like a combination of the backgrounds and the areas and the music of that game. The music of that game is so good that I put the soundtrack on Spotify when I walk through Philadelphia, like all the time. I'm like, this is just, it's like that synth, you know, techno industrial style vibe, and I really like it. It's really good stuff. So I've been playing through that I sit in bed with my Switch Lite and burrito myself in blankets, and it makes
sounds
me feel
so cozy.
It makes me feel like I have a warm hug.
You're replaying this though, right? It's not your first time playing it.
It's not my first time through. I really enjoy it. I'm replaying it because the second one got announced, and I was like, I don't remember. I do this all the time. This is why nothing ever gets finished. I should replay the other one first.
I think we were just talking last week. I think that I heard the second game is a little bit different than the first game.
Yeah, mechanically
it's less
supposed to be different.
Metroidvania-y.
Yeah, but I'm still into I like the vibe of those games so much that I'm like, good. I'm glad they tried something different. I don't like a tight iteration on game sequels. I like when they stretch and see what else they can do. It's more fun. It doesn't always work, but I enjoy a little bit of different. So I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Awesome. Are you, besides Metroid Dread, is there anything else that you're getting that's coming up these next couple weeks?
I am picking up WarioWare this weekend.
You are, which comes out tomorrow.
Which comes out tomorrow, and I pre-ordered it because I really, even if that game is 2 hours, I don't care. I love the WarioWare. Now just bring back Rhythm Heaven, and then I'm happy. Give me more Rhythm Heaven, But WarioWare games, I have memories of the Wii one and sitting in my old Philly apartment with people and playing the hell out of those.
The Wii one was the best one.
I love
my
the
favorite.
Wii one. It was so much fun. Still own a copy of that game.
This would probably be a good time to say that's what I've been playing. I have been spending the past week with WarioWare Get It Together. I did play it for review for Twinfinite. You can check out my review at twinfinite.net. You're right. It's not a long game, but I feel like anyone who's played a WarioWare game before knows that and knows that that's okay. You're not paying for the number of hours, which incidentally, Nintendo told us reviewers that we're not allowed to say how long it took for us to beat the game, which I feel like in is of itself, not generally a good sign. It feels a little deceptive, but if you've never played a WarioWare game before, it's hello. Hi. Oh,
there we go.
It's not about how long it takes to get through the main campaign, which you might get through it kind of quickly in this game, but that's okay. There's more to unlock after you've completed the campaign. There's different modes. There's, just genuine fun in trying to see what high score you can get in the levels and unlocking all of the micro games. I was a little bit lukewarm about the new gimmick for this one. This one's the first time where they're having you kind of play as each of the different characters, and they all have different abilities, and you have to try to you pick 3, 4, 5 characters to take with you into each level, and there's almost kind of a sense of strategy to it because you want to pick the characters that you're good at. I ended up gravitating towards the same couple characters every single time, the ones that I felt were the easiest to play as, which made the game a breeze. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, maybe you want to pick you can pick a random button to just pick any of the random ones. All of the micro games can be, completed with each of the characters. So you don't need to worry about missing out on content if you only pick the same characters. It's an easy game, but that's okay. That's okay.
They're party games, the intention, and it's so rare to get a high score game in 2021 that's kind of predicated upon that concept, where it's not just, here is a 60 to 100 hour epic. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's nice to just be I just want to zone out and have fun.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want people who are new to WarioWare going into this and being I completed the campaign in this short amount of time and it was so easy. It was a breeze. What do I do now? There really is fun in trying to get the highest score and check out the variety pack modes. They have the multiplayer modes in there. I didn't really take to too many of them. There were a couple like ones that, you know, I think could be fun. Like if you're in like a party setting with up to 4 people, it really depends on the group. I think I had a lot of fun with it. I'll probably pick it up and play it every once in a while. The only thing I really wish that, like, I feel like in 2021, I wish that they had in a Wario game was online challenging against like face to or head to head against friends with the micro games.
That would have been great.
I should be able to like sign on and be like, Elaine, do you want to like play WarioWare together? And we hop on and we go through the micro games and, you know, see who can last the longest, or, you know, some of the modes like that. And I guess I'm just surprised that like a game titled Get It Together and really that focus on like the togetherness doesn't have that. I don't know.
I wonder, they've had their share of issues with multiplayer and like lag and timing stuff. And even like if you look at Mario Party's like multiplayer mode that they released, which is kind of a hot mess, I wonder if they just couldn't get it to work with the micro games being so short and quick.
Yeah, they're so fast paced. That's a good point.
I think that's probably what happened here. If I had to venture a guess, they were like, we cannot look. We know our limits. So, you know, that's kind of how it feels.
I also even wish that there was like just online leaderboards or like even just within our friends list for each of the levels, you know, to see, you can see that, okay, I scored like 38 on this level. I should be able to see on my friends list, okay, like Elaine scored 48. I'm going to try to beat her score or something like that. There is like somewhat of an online where it's called Wario Cup, where every week they have a different challenge and that score is posted like you can see on your friends list. So like there's one challenge each week that you can kind of compete for, and you can see kind of a worldwide, it's not ranking. It gives you like a letter grade based off of where you scored compared to everybody. So that's something.
I wish they had done that as a daily. Almost like the roguelike.
Daily would be cool.
Dailies, like, because they're so short anyway. Like jumping in for 10 minutes to do a daily set of micro games would have been a cool way to solve it.
Now this Wario Cup was a lot harder. It wasn't just normal micro game-ness. It's like a different mode. It was like a I want to say one of them was like a time attack thing. I like kind of caught it, you know, the first week, and then it switched while I was reviewing it. So like I think the first one was a time attack. I think the second one was a score attack. And like it actually took me a couple tries to get enough that it would register as a score. So that part, if you're looking for more of a challenge, maybe do the Wario Cup. That part's a little bit harder.
I'm looking forward to playing this. I'm looking forward to the weird. Give me the weird.
I didn't feel that Nintendo really pushed this, and that's why I didn't feel like this game is going to be, as you said, this grand, I don't know, party game or whatever it is. It's just a small game. And it's like, hey, this is what we're coming up with. Here, let's just get it out there. How long are these micro games? Are they like 2 minutes or something like that? Or like
the micro games are like 5 seconds.
Oh goodness. Okay.
So like it really is just, it puts it up on the screen. It gives you a quick direction, like don't fall off. And you have like 5 seconds where you have to like stay balanced. And if you do it, you continue on to the next one. And it goes faster and faster and faster.
Okay. How many micro games are there?
That's good.
So this one has like just over 200. Like I want to say there's like 215 or something.
Okay. So a lot of micro games.
There's probably about like 15 to 20 in each level.
Okay.
Okay. And like first time, like if you're just playing it like once all the way through, you're not going to see all of the micro games. You don't get all the micro games in like one try.
The joy for me of these games is actually putting them in front of people who've never played them before, because they're always something that you can just pick up with 1 or 2 buttons.
Oh, yeah.
So like having people play them together is sort of the point, but it's so hard with everything being still kind of weird for a lot of people. So I don't, it's like,
I would describe it as the best multiplayer single player game.
Do
you know what I mean by that?
Yep, I do. I do know what you mean by that.
It's totally a single player game, but it's still a party game. Like you said with Smooth Moves on the Wii, I have such fond memories of being in middle school when this game came out.
Oh my God, I'm so old.
I'm so sorry.
Oh boy, all right. I'm just going to go get my cane.
And playing with my friend Cassie, just like laughing and giggling and like going back and forth, passing the Wii remote back and forth, and then getting to the end, just the zaniness of these games. And just find somebody who you can giggle with WarioWare.
These are fun I'm excited to put this in front of my kids, because mine are
they're like,
11 and 9, and they'll laugh their butts off. Like, it's
prime
so
age for toilet humor, like the nose picking and like the toilets. And
I'm going to be hearing about it for months. I did this to myself by having children, but yeah, mine. See, we played it in college, and it would be like a fun game of let's see if the drunk person can still operate this micro game. So I had a very different experience.
Oh, that's a great drinking game.
Kids, close friends and couples. Drunk college age party.
College people who don't play video games are the best. Here's a Wiimote. Don't throw it through my TV. See how you do.
So Burial Cart and WarioWare. Got it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm saying a lot of negative things about this new game, but it's tried and true WarioWare. Like, it's still fun. If you're really not sure, or like you just like can't pay $50 for a short game, go check out your local library, try to rent it,
like me,
borrow it from a friend. Like, it's still worth playing.
This is one they should demo. They should put a demo of this.
There is a demo.
Is there a demo?
No.
Yes. To check it out.
Yes. And if I would recommend the demo. I do think the demo is a good way to know if you would enjoy this type of thing.
I'm glad they did that. Okay.
If you play the demo and you're like, what the heck is this? Is this really a game? Maybe not for you.
Yeah.
Probably not for you.
Or if you play the demo and you're like, this is weird, show me more.
Yep.
Day one.
Let's go.
I will say I'm happy with the as much as I feel lukewarm about the character abilities, they really do dig pretty deep with the characters that they give you, and I like that. So like if you have been following the series and you love seeing all of the like quirky cutscenes before each of the levels, and get to know like who those characters are and like what their story and lore is, you will be happy to see some of the characters that they chose to make playable.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited for that because I probably played almost all of these over the years.
There's a couple surprising ones that they let you play as.
I didn't play the twisted one of the
oh gosh,
mobile ones.
Elaine, help. I wanted to play all of the WarioWare games before this one came out. I paid $80 for this thing because it has like the motion, the gyro or whatever we call it. Yes. And it literally twists. Yeah, and it goes all over. $80.
Are you serious? Oh my goodness.
I'm serious.
There was a GBA game that had a sun sensor also around that
a sun
time.
Sensor. Interesting.
Yeah, and somebody in chat needs to summon the name of that game. I believe it was an RPG, and it had there was a solar sensor on the cart, and it would do things in the game. The GBA was the king of weird ass mechanics.
Like weird really peripherals.
Boktai, there it is. Boktai. Yo, that game was
amazing. I've never heard of that.
Yep, so folks should look that one up.
Boktai or Boktai?
Interesting. Boktai, I believe. Boktai.
Okay, Boktai.
It's a Kojima joint. Yeah. Yep. It was weird.
Of course.
Kojima joint. Of course
you guys want to get weird.
Of course it is.
Weird.
So let's just get weird with Nintendo, okay?
Let's get weird.
I want Kojima to make a Nintendo game now.
That was solar on it. Let's go.
A solar powered game.
I love it.
All right, let's get into some of our headlines. We don't have like a ton of hard-hitting news here, but there's some interesting bits. It wouldn't be a first show with the new host without our first Nintendo Direct rumor. There's rumors brewing, guys. There's been some kind of Nintendo Direct in September every year since 2012, with the exception of 2015. Whether it was a direct, like an actual full direct, or a 3DS direct, or a mini. Last year we had the Super Mario 35th and a regular direct. So it's pair that with the Game Boy game rumors on Switch Online, and people are talking. We touched a little bit about it last week. I don't know. Like, do you think that there's going to be another one this September?
It's a safe bet to say so.
It also seems like a very sweet spot for besides WarioWare and Metroid. What else are they doing through the end of the year, right? And
they're doing Pokemon. They're doing Advance Wars. They announced that Brain Age thing.
Oh, we've seen that. Like, what else? Are they doing anything else that's coming out in either December or Q1, early Q1? And this is where they usually are like, hey, look at all our shiny stuff. So,
at this time last year, they did Shadow Drop, not even in a direct. They just like posted on Twitter one day, by the way, we have Age of Calamity coming out in 2 months.
Yeah.
Get excited.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's very true.
They did that in September.
a strong rumor of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's been shaking around the past month, and like they say, hey, it's almost done, and we're ready to go with this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's an early Q1 type of game.
So do they announce that in a direct?
Yeah, that's what they've done.
That's a big enough deal.
Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Definitive Edition was in a direct. I can imagine 3 would be in a direct as well. It's gonna be big.
How fun would it be if we're talking about a Nintendo Direct at this time next week?
I would be so excited because I love their indies presentations and their directs make me genuinely excited. Like even if there isn't something for me, there's something about their way of presenting things that make me feel happy to play video games. Like
they're always exciting. Yeah.
Lately, it does feel like they in their directs that there has been something for everyone, even if it's not like a huge, one of your top favorite franchises. It's usually you can find something in there that you like.
Yeah. I especially feel that way with the way they present their indie stuff. Like they just do such a good job of sweeping the spectrum with those presentations. But look, I would be pumped just for Nintendo's little logo to be on screen and to show me joy that I've already seen. Show me an Animal Crossing update. Show me, I don't care. Just give me a little.
We need a Life is Strange Switch date. There's a lot of things that we still need. They could show us Splatoon 3 for next year.
A little bit.
Our kind of first look at that.
My kids are frothing for that. Like we were watching the Sony event today, and my son just looks at me and goes, "Mom, I just want to know more about Splatoon 3." That's all I want for Christmas.
This is the wrong company.
Same.
He's like, I know that this is Sony, Mom. I've been around here long enough to understand, but that's what I want right now. And I'm like, bless you, sweet boy. Bless you.
Love it. What do you think? Game Boy and Game Boy Advance Game Boy and Game Boy Color on Switch Online in the next direct?
Yes.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's an easy one for them to do. I think that GBA with some of the games that people would want, there's so many like licensing barriers.
That's true.
That they'll go for the stuff they can license easily first. I really do think that.
Isn't it pretty hard for I'm thinking Game Boy Color resolution. These things are more pixelated than an NES game. Try to show that off a 4K ultra high definition TV. It's gonna be like, what are we playing? Are we playing Pong here? Like
maybe play those handheld. I mean,
maybe play those handheld.
I'm just suggesting. Super Mario Land would be rad. I love that game. Like there are games for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color that like Link's Awakening, like the original version, would be really rad to see. I loved that game.
See, I feel like I would be very excited about this because it would introduce me to a lot of Game Boy games that I've just never bothered to play, because when I was a kid, my Game Boy Color was Pokemon and Zelda Machine. And that's pretty much all I played. And like, let's be real, Pokemon would not be coming to this service.
Absolutely not.
Maybe the Oracle games, but I would kind of find it hard to think that Link's Awakening would be, since we have the Switch version. Maybe they would. But like,
they'd probably give it to you.
That's like 3 games. Like, what else? They have to have other stuff that I'm very excited that I would want to play.
There was a huge library picture right in front of me. I was like, I have never heard any of these Game Boy Advance games, and I'm like, man, I just need to play some more of these older titles.
I still want Game Boy Advance more, but I'm willing to give Game Boy a chance.
Everybody wants that. There were some Kirby games, Wario Land, the Super Mario Land, games, which a lot of people haven't touched. Game Boy Tetris was best Tetris at the time.
That's what I heard as well.
NES Tetris played like crap compared to Game Boy Tetris.
Isn't that the most popular Tetris version?
I think so. It's up there.
Yeah, I think so.
The Oracle games. Seasons and stories.
I just have to tell everybody, if we get this and they put Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages on the service, go play them. They're amazing. Such underrated Zelda games. Most people haven't played them. They're so good. It did such a good job on the Ages. Did such a good job on the time travel, after Ocarina of Time.
Yes,
so good.
They're also like not super accessible. Like there's not really easy way. I own the cartridges for them.
You can play them on 3DS. They're on the 3DS Virtual Console.
They are on the 3. Is that still available to purchase games from?
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Weird. It's getting weird.
That store is getting like dismantled ever so slowly, just like the Vita store.
And that's sadness. Those two Zelda games are up there. They're very good games, and a lot of people haven't played them. So
personally, I like them more than Link's Awakening.
Ooh, that's a toss-up for me. I have very fond memories of Link's Awakening, and it might be a nostalgia thing.
See, I don't. I didn't play Link's Awakening when it came out.
Oh, I did.
I played the Oracle games like heck.
That sounds right. I have a bin of original Game Boy cartridges somewhere that I'm just gonna have to fish through and be like, what else is in here that I need to play?
And replace
you should
their
sell
batteries.
some of them. I'm sure they would go for a hefty penny now.
I let nothing
Save
go.
them. Save them forever.
I'm the opposite of Donnie. I just sit on my dragon hoard of gold and never sell anything. I have an original, cartridge for Earthbound. It is mine from when I was in 8th grade. It's
Wow.
Don't tell me that.
It is mine. All right.
You have to invite me over. Me and Elaine live pretty close. You have to invite me over just so I can hold it.
Yeah, you can.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my
Just
God.
hold it in my hands.
My children would just guide you around through the household of video game nerdery. They'd be thrilled with you. They'd be like, let me show you our things. And my daughter would talk about how she's beat Breath of the Wild all the way through with every Korok seed. Come hang out.
That is awesome.
I love it. Yep. I'm doing it. We're going to make it happen. Another rumor, the Switch apparently could be getting an official price cut on Monday. This comes from a French retailer, Nintendolerts. The new price would be around do you like my accent there? The new price would be around $250. And apparently this could happen as early as Monday.
I would
interesting.
I would believe this because the OLED model comes out right along with Dread, right? Early October.
Yes.
And I could see them pulling an Apple where they intend to sit that eventually into this price point right here. You know what I mean? It's
interesting that they would do it a month beforehand, get people to get those off the shelves maybe so that they can fill it with the nice OLEDs.
I'm not sure about that. Earliest next week is not believable to me. Especially with the chip shortage that's going on right now. I'm sure they have enough supply for the OLED Switch, but this chip shortage is not going to go away anytime soon for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So I could see a price cut, but I think it'll be closer to the OLED Switch, maybe Black Friday. I could see that, or even just a year from now, and they'll be fine.
Because the OLED's not the standard price, right? It's what, $50 more?
So that's the thing, though. The only upgrade you're really getting on the OLED is the screen.
It is, yeah.
That makes the OLED actually a harder sell if it's an entire
I was gonna say,
more. It's a hard sell for a lot of people who don't intend to play handheld quite so much.
Because if I were to see the regular Switch and the OLED side by side and the OLED's only $50 more, isn't that weird, the psychology behind it? It's the same price, but because it's only $50 more, I kind of want that upgrade. But if it's $100 more, do I really need that upgrade?
The one that baffles my mind is actually the Lite being $199 because
that's a great price.
That feels like a steal for a lot of people. Has Nintendo doesn't really have a history of these kind of price cuts though, so I don't know that I'm 100% buying in on this thing. I just don't know that I all the way am.
I wonder if it would only be in Europe. Do you think that it could just be a European price cut for whatever reason? I don't know why they would.
This particular retailer decided they're going to do a sale for a week and riled everybody the hell up.
They said they're claiming it's an official Nintendo price cut across the board.
Did someone convert this currency or something? Or
did they converted from
that is converted. Yep.
To 250. And we've seen this happen before where the conversion, I could see 279. Yeah. That splits the difference between the Lite and the OLED better than... So if I was going to believe this, and I'm still on the fence, I would think more like $279.99 than $250 in the US.
Because you're right. Historically, they don't do price cuts like this.
Do this.
I can see packaged in digital edition Mario Kart 8 still $280 to $300.
Honestly.
And you'll be fine.
I can't. Yeah, this will come with Animal Crossing in the box.
Or Animal Crossing.
Just to push a couple more units.
They've done these types of bundles at price before going into holidays. This is big on them going into Black Friday, that Mario Kart bundle from the past and stuff like that. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see if this happens. And I don't know that I buy $250 in the US. I'd venture to say $279 if I had to guess the price.
Yeah, if anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So Sonic Colors Ultimate had a shaky release on Switch this week. Have you guys seen what's been shared around social media? The Switch version of the game has a range of technical visual issues. It doesn't seem to be super widespread. I don't think the majority of copies are having this issue, but it was more than one or two. I saw a lot of footage of like seizure warnings, like the colors just going absolutely nuts. And apparently it's only on the Switch version, which I saw a lot of people making comparisons to, well, this was originally a Wii game and Skyward Sword was originally a Wii game. It can't just be hard to port a Wii game to the Switch if it's not having.
Nah, it's just a weird port issue that they had. And like, there's a whole buzz around it on Twitter. I understand it's probably not most copies having this, but man, guys, like, take it easy on those videos because that's some serious seizure warnings.
Yeah, don't tweet that stuff.
Some of them didn't have warnings, and it was bad.
Yeah, it was very bad. Yeah,
it looked really like rough. Like I would really feel sorry for a person that is prone to seizures to look at those videos because that's instantaneous, I would think.
Yeah.
So keep a lid on that. Other than that, isn't it a port issue more than a hardware issue?
I think it would have to be. Yeah. If it's I don't know.
If it's not every copy of the game on every system, then there's something going on in the code.
That's something weird. It's something with the code. Yeah. It's something's triggering those visual, like,
or it's some sort of a memory leak. It could be like a million things, and I'm not a good.
I did hear memory leak is like an issue for it. So
okay.
Hopefully they will patch it expediently. Hey man, it would be cool if a Sonic game launched that everybody wasn't like big mad about.
I know. I feel like it's a little bit of a bummer, and I'm not a big Sonic fan. I don't really play Sonic games, but I did see a lot of excitement around this, and a lot of people who wanted to maybe try it out who didn't play the original, and just I know that this kind of probably doesn't get outside of the little gaming bubble that we're in on like social media and stuff. So like most people probably don't hear about this, but I feel like it almost does take a toll on their reputation at some point.
I don't know what one they have left, Bex. Like, look, I Sonic Mania was very good. Okay, Sonic Mania, but it was very
the
good
one game.
But it was actually good to me because I have nostalgia. I wonder if it was a good game to people who don't have nostalgia for fast Sonic, you know? And there hasn't been a good Sonic game. You know what Sonic game was good? The RPG one that was on the DS.
I heard that one was pretty good.
Was a game.
That was a bomb Sonic game. That one was great. But the rest of them, I'm just like, maybe we should just take a break. Like, just...
Can they just stop with Sonic?
Can we just not anymore? Well, they made movies, and the movie was relatively successful. So now they're just like,
that makes sense.
Cash it in, kids. Let's go. You know.
I know it is a shame that this is getting that negative attention because I feel like otherwise this is an exciting game, and hopefully they do patch it, and hopefully it will continue to be exciting for Sonic fans.
I will. I still wish to play it. I just don't. So my issue with stuff like this is it can trigger migraines for me, like the color flashing. So I'm just like, I'm gonna have to either play this on somewhere else or just in case
wait for a patch.
Yeah, I want to play it. I like Sonic.
I know it's a bummer.
Hurting me. It's an abusive relationship that Sonic and I have at this point. It's bad. It's so bad.
The Sonic hurts you more than you hurt Sonic.
Yeah, and I just keep coming back for like more Sonic, even though I just keep crying about how bad Sonic is and how it's
you get
Sonic
very excited for
love-hate relationship.
Just Sonic Mania 2. Just do it. Just get the sequel out.
Yeah, give us more Sonic Mania. It was very good. Yep.
For those who are still into Pokemon Sword and Shield before Diamond and Pearl come out later this year, they're having a new distribution event for Shiny Celebi and Dada Zarude, which is one of the mythicals of this generation. I don't know what the Dada, it has like a pink cape around it. I don't know why it's called that. It's not shiny. It has like a special pink cape that I think it makes it stronger or something. They're doing it as a promotion for one of their upcoming movies. Now to get these special Pokemon, you have to opt into the Pokemon Trainer Club newsletter by September 25th, and they'll send you a code on October 7th. I was signed up for the newsletter the last time they did one of these distribution events. I've been signed up for years, and I never got my code, and that apparently was very widespread. Apparently a lot of people who are signed up for this newsletter just don't get the codes. So it's a gamble if you want to try to get one. I wish that they wouldn't do this. I wish that they would like just do it in game through an event. I hate these codes. I hate going to GameStop to get
right?
I was just gonna say,
limited
I
time
going to GameStop
code. Like,
passing it.
just make it available to everybody. Just
I know. I remember doing the mystery gift stuff, and I was like, hey, just log into your internet during this like 2 days or a week or whatever.
Just hit mystery gift. Yeah.
That's fine.
Just sign up for the newsletter and hope you randomly get chosen to get the code.
Lottery.
So like, why? It's like a digital item too. It's not like they're sending you, like when they send you a physical thing, I get that it's like a limited, but this is like the digital Pokemon. Give me the pocket monster. Stop fighting with me about it. Stop it. Stop.
I like Celebi. Shiny Celebi's black, right?
He's pink, actually.
He's pink? Oh, okay. I'm thinking of Dark Celebi. I remember that movie. That was a good movie.
Man, Pokemon.
I was going to say, I really hope I get the code this time. I already have a Zarude for my Pokedex, but I've never had a shiny Celebi before, and I do like pink Pokemon. I don't play Sword and Shield anymore, but I put them all in that home app now, and sometimes I just open it up and look at them.
You got your live Pokedex right there. It's like, look at all of my accomplishments that I've done.
Sometimes I'll do that, and my daughter will be like, "Mother, you should let them out. They're dying in there." And then she'll just walk out of the room. I'm like, child, I did not need that darkness in my life today. Like, whoa.
They're just sitting there waiting for you, just like your villagers are waiting for you in Animal Crossing. They're just waiting for you to come home.
She's very dark. I'm concerned.
And then finally, in our last bit of news, I think today they revealed a new Mario 64 Lego set. Every once in a while, they've been revealing these Mario Lego sets. It's been pretty cool. This one's based on the mini Mario 64 levels that fold outside from a question mark block. I don't know. Did you guys see it? What are you thinking?
Oh, yeah.
I saw it.
Baby.
So you seem excited, Elaine.
I don't know about me.
I have a problem with Lego. So this is, for everybody's reference, October 1 is the release date. $170 is the price.
Yeah,
which
it's a crazy
is
price.
on par with what you'll pay for Lego, and it's ridiculous. So
Legos
it's kind of cool.
Expensive, yeah.
You build a question mark block, which is like pretty substantial, and then it kind of, you press in and it flips open to reveal like diorama style, like mini.
So it's like a Polly Pocket.
Yes, that's a really good way to look at it, and a billion people are not going to know what the hell that is because you.
I don't know what you just said.
You're pretty, Garrett.
The girls will know.
The girls, well, you're so pretty. And it's okay. The Mario figure looks a little bit like from Among Us. Like he's a little sus. Like
he is very sus.
Oh no!
They don't have eyes at all.
Down to his nose, and just it's creepy.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, Peach has like no face.
What are you doing?
It's
a block. It's literally a block.
I'm still going to purchase this stupid thing because I have
the $170.
I bought the $250 NES set. It's sitting on my thing. You know, like I'm
but that looks good.
Wait, those are the characters? They look like little Fisher Price blocks.
Right, they look like Polly Pocket. They look like Polly Pocket. They do. It's not like you made the joke, but it's for real though. I like the way the castle looks though, and they even included the little art that's on the top of the Peach's castle.
The castle looks good.
The castle looks good. Just leave the characters out. It's fine. Yeah. Just don't put them in. The ice level looks cool too. I like the penguin.
The ice level looks really good. I like the level designs of these for sure.
That is really cool.
I think moving Lego sets in that way are very novel too. Like you don't get a lot of pop out like Lego because
it's so like kind of minimal too. It's like, hey, you can just put it down into a question mark block like that. It's like, oh, cool. Sounds good.
And I could just stack stuff on
it. And it could be like a little shelf item. Yeah, I like
That's the thing. I would put it somewhere in this nightmare behind me. I'm running out of shelves.
That would be like an interesting thing. You have some friends that say, hey, you want to see a cool thing? Is like
I would totally do that. And then this is and then my friends would be like, that's cool. What? You're a child. That's
you're basically like a child right now.
Elaine, why don't you get along with the other moms? Well, let me
I recently showed one of my childhood best friends my gaming shelves a couple weeks ago, and she had never seen them before. And my Majora's Mask statue, she's like, wow, I like everything, but that one's really scary.
Yeah, it was. The mood.
You're not wrong.
Like, hold on, let me tell you a story about a video game. Sit down. I'm gonna draw a picture.
She's not a gamer, so she's like, I don't know what that is.
We're gonna talk about darkness right now and chaos.
Start playing Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, and then draw the plot of that game in a very dark room with one light on you. That will not scare her at all. It'll be fine.
Kyle the Pug wants us to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, that new Super Mario 64 Lego set. Give it a number.
7.
No.
I'll give it a 7. It's not the best it could have been, and Kevin pointed this out in the Discord. There was no question mark block in 64. It was an exclamation. There were exclamation blocks, and I'm like, that's a gross oversight, Nintendo and Lego. Like, yeah, I'm upset. Oops. But I go 7. I like the novelty of it, but it's got problems. I like the creepy characters.
Okay.
Me with
Did you
Legos,
get the other Mario Lego sets?
I have one of them. I got the starter set of the kids one, because if you have the Mario and you put him on the TV,
it like makes NES set,
stuff, it makes noises. So I'm an idiot.
Oh, that's cool.
It's cool. You twist the thing, it makes noises.
I have the NES one, which my dad put together most of it.
There are some really cool Easter eggs in that one. If you take off the panel on the side of the NES, it's a diorama of the whole first level of Mario.
Oh, that is so cool.
I'll take a picture for the internet. I'll put it out there. It's pretty dope. It's very cool.
Are the other Mario set ones compatible with this new one in any way?
It looks like the Mario again goes on the question mark block.
Oh, okay, cool.
Noises. Yep, you can.
Cool. I like that they do that. They kind of like make sure that they're compatible.
Mario Lego universe.
It kind of rewards you for buying all of them, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie. If I had like way more space, I would like have all of those, like Boo's Castle, like the littler kid ones, because they're awesome. They're awesome. I'm a child.
I wonder what the total price is for all of them now.
Nope.
Legos
nope. I might have a spreadsheet.
Expensive.
No, we're not gonna.
Just like Legos in general, not even talking like the Nintendo ones. They're just because, and shout out to Edgardo in chat for sending me the NES one. And I was I tried to put it together, and my dad did most of it because he's so good at it. I'm like, you know what, this is a cool hobby for him. Like maybe I'll get him another set, for his birthday or something. And I'm like, those are expensive.
I went
pretty much.
They released a typewriter, like an old school.
Oh man, Elaine, why'd you have to tell me that?
I'll send you a picture. It works. Like it. So it's very.
I love typewriters.
It's very Resident Evil. Like so, I put it on my Resident Evil like shelf that's kind of behind my chair. You probably.
Oh, that's so good.
Totally, it's back there. But I'll take a picture for the internet. That thing's dope. But it was $200. It was $200. You know, it's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Whew, Legos.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm good. I had the Millennium Falcon one. But it was the smaller version one.
Small one.
Okay, I was gonna say I know I looked up the price of that one, and that one was really
like $800.
It's the most expensive one in the store. I was just like, oh my goodness.
So the
size of my desk.
The Lego store in my mall has that built behind the glass case, and it is like half the size of me. And I'm like, oh, but I want it.
I really want it. If I had a whole full size table for it, I would buy it. Yeah.
I need a whole wing of my house that I need to build for this dumb crap. Like it's bad. It's so bad.
Do it. All right. We have some more questions to end the show for all of us, but also, of course, Elaine. Cody wants to know, with the recent influx of... Okay, I really like this question, actually. And I think you'll be good for this one, Elaine. With the recent influx of high-quality Metroidvania games, like Ori and Hollow Knight, what does Metroid Dread need to do to keep up with and stand on its own against these modern takes, since it's been 19 years since the last new story in the Metroid timeline?
This is a really interesting question, and I feel like I have an answer for it that's maybe the opposite of where the question was going. I feel like if they need to not try too hard.
Exactly.
Because if they try too hard to play the checkbox game to hit all of these other games, they're going to lose the essence of what makes Metroid feel like Metroid, and they're just going to be chasing whatever the mechanics are that have gotten like more popular. Like Metroid was always about feeling lonely, exploring the area, not knowing where you were going or why, feeling uncomfortable throughout that experience. And I feel like they've set it up perfectly for this, right? Like Dread is ready to make you feel uncomfortable for the whole experience. So as long as they keep the core tenets of what made like Super Metroid and the 2D Metroid games good and don't try too hard, this should be a slam dunk.
I don't really want them adding like any new gimmicks that are uncharacteristic of Metroid just for the sake of doing something that's like new.
Yes.
So I get what you mean by that.
Yeah. It's like, it's the opposite of what you'd expect. Just don't try too hard. just like let us sink back into the world we want to be in. You know,
all the Metroidvania games I've really enjoyed I feel like they just didn't try so much. I mean, they had some cool little gadgets here and there, but overall, what makes a good Metroidvania game is really the level design, the pacing, and the controls. Like making sure your control is good. If you have those like 3 big things really nailed down, and I guess a good art style. To me, art style really doesn't matter much, I think, in a Metroidvania as others. You're at a solid 7.5 to 8 for me. If you got that
art style and more atmosphere, because I feel like the atmosphere is so important in a game like this. Because you're right, like you said, Elaine, it's like that feeling of loneliness and feeling like you're in danger at any given turn.
They've set this up for that too. They have a chase mechanic, which they haven't used in a little while.
Okay. So they've done it before.
What was someone will need to help me. There was a chase mechanic was it Fusion that they added another?
I haven't played it yet. That's the next one I have to play.
I want to say that was the one that had this kind of like you should play it before maybe Dread comes out. I think, yes, Fusion. Okay, good. Chat be on fire. Thank you all.
Chat's always coming with the answers to our questions.
You guys got me. Chat has my back here. Fusion had some of this, and it's like they're iterating on that, which is a cool thing to bring back because I loved Fusion. All they have to do is they have to nail the music, and they have to nail how good it feels to shoot that gun with the different attachments essentially that you get. They will crush this if they just make it feel like Metroid, and they don't.
Yeah, if you got Metroid in there and then you got the pacing, the level design, you're good. I feel like you're really, really good.
Yep.
You'll get at least an A.
Yeah. The point being made in the chat, Fusion's story and cutscenes make it feel like a horror game. It was scary. Fusion felt scary. It made you feel both alone and uncomfortable about it. Prime did a good job with this too.
I haven't played a lot of Metroidvania games. I've dipped in Ori a little bit. That's like kind of there's like a couple other smaller ones that I've dipped into, but mostly I've played just 2D Metroid games. And I feel like something that's really characteristic of Metroid to me is memorable boss battles too.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to see a lot of those in Dread.
I'm hoping to. It would be cool.
Chat's like play Fusion. I'm trying. I'm in the middle of Samus Returns right now. I got a little bit distracted with WarioWare. I got to get back to it. After Life is Strange. I'm like, I felt like I had so much time to beat all of these Metroid games before October, and here it is September, and suddenly like WarioWare is out, Life is Strange is out. Like I have to play a game and a half yet.
Yeah, I would say if you come up against it, I would put Fusion at the top of the list to play through before this, because I feel like this is summoning things back from Fusion that you will appreciate more. If you play Fusion. Fusion was special. I really loved that game. And it's not
I'm playing Samus Returns for like the modern feel, because I feel like it does have kind of that newer types of mechanics for an older game. So I'm finishing that up. I think I'm about halfway through. And then Fusion's like what, 4 or 5 hours?
It's short. It's sub 10 hours. It is a sub.
Oh, that's nice.
It's expedient. It is tense. Dude, play Fusion.
Isn't the color art, like the character art, the same too? It's like pink and bluish. Is that the one I'm thinking, or is that Metroid 2? Yeah, or is that Metroid 0?
The blue suit, I think.
The blue suit.
In Fusion, okay. The blue. That's the one that you get. Oh boy, I can't remember. Yeah, but it's like I think you have the bluish suit in this one.
Okay.
If I recall correctly.
I remember the character art in front of me. Yeah. I need to play the other Metroid games. I only played Samus Returns on 3DS. So.
Oh my God, we have to talk.
Fusion is available on the Wii U Virtual Console. I think is probably the best way to play it now.
I still own my GBA cart for that.
Or Retro Pocket. Hey.
Get out of here with that. No, I'm just kidding.
I can play all your games now. Like,
yeah, that's
play
true.
Your library.
Wait, you've never played Super Metroid?
I have not played Super Metroid. No.
Play Super Metroid.
We have to have a conversation.
It's a good game.
I
always thought that would always be my favorite Metroid game. I don't know anymore.
It's my favorite personally, but I have very fond memories of staying home all day, very sick, and playing through that game and finally figuring it out, like without a guide.
I feel like it's a very well crafted game.
It's very, very good. There are some problems, like the wall jumping is a little wonky and it can be a little frustrating. But Prime, the first Prime game, is also very special. So it's hard.
I like 3D Metroid, but I'm finding that I'm more of a 2D Metroid girl.
That's the go-to. And I think that's why I'm really glad Dread is a throwback to what I really love about Metroid. Definitely. Yep.
Get excited.
Let's go.
Okay, Zach is hitting us with another hard-hitting question. Which racing game on the Nintendo 64 between Mario Kart 64 and Diddy Kong Racing is the best one and why? And before we answer, I have to just be really sad, Zach, that you wouldn't let me include Beetle Adventure Racing in this comparison, because that is, without question, the best racing game ever.
I never played that.
Ooh.
I never played it. I have no... Boy, I own and have played both 64 and Diddy Kong Racing, though. Oh, man.
I'm interested in your opinion, for this.
It's very difficult for me because I remember loving, and I haven't played them in a long time, so now I'm going to go down this rabbit hole of like, well, I've got this N64 with this HDMI port hooked up, so let's make a dumb decision and play Diddy Kong Racing again. Mario 64 was the go-to college dorm racer, so I played more of it. So I have fond memories.
Mario 64 was a college dorm racer.
Mario Kart 64, excuse me. Look, we brought it with us. We had it in. I'm old, Garrett. Right?
I was like,
I'm old.
I was like 5 or 6.
How many times can we make Elaine feel old in one podcast? She's not. We're gonna want her and beg her to come back. She's not gonna want to come back.
I'm gonna be like, I threw my back out being old in the morning, and I can't make it tonight. That's just gonna happen. So look, here's what happened. Okay. Double Dash came out on GameCube and people in the dorms didn't like it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And so they went back. But we played a lot of my freshman year of Mario Kart 64. I have more fondness for Mario Kart than Diddy Kong Racing, but Diddy Kong Racing is still very good.
Oh, I love Diddy Kong Racing. It's like so far ahead of its time, being all this like free to play, or like open world-ish. And then playing all the different vehicles. Oh my gosh. These racing games and Riders Republic doing all these games now. It's like, no, son. Diddy Kong Racing did it
in my day. It's funny because I think a lot of people wrote it off, but it's good.
It did.
It's real good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Which of those two games can you race in a Volkswagen Beetle?
Look, okay.
I didn't think so.
I wonder if the retro game stores by me are going to have a copy of this nightmare on N64 so I can go buy it and get... Can you imagine the looks I'm going to get? They're going to be like, you know that there was a Mario Kart and a Diddy Kong Racing for this system. I'm going to be like, look, you were probably born when I was in college, son. Calm down. Okay, calm down. I have to go.
But every time I bring this up, people think I'm being sarcastic, but I'm being extremely serious.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna write the video game down, and then I'm gonna go find the video game, and I'm gonna tweet a picture of it to you when I eventually find this.
So wait, let me explain here. Beetles. Okay, a Beetle game. Is it like a Volkswagen Beetle?
A Volkswagen Beetle.
Not like Bug Beetles.
No.
I've been thinking of Bug Beetles.
I want to ride a Beetle.
There is a mode. There is a multiplayer mode. Like it's kind of like the equivalent of like a battle mode where you can collect ladybugs.
Oh, so that's pretty close.
So many questions and concerns.
So Volkswagen Beetles Racing.
You thought I was talking about actual bugs?
Yeah, yes. I want bugs that I can name. This is Jimbo. This is
ever since you said Beetle Racing. Yes, I thought
that's it was fantastic. No, we're talking about actual like punch buggy, no punchback beetles.
I'm actually disappointed.
Oh, the ones that don't exist anymore.
Right,
the ones that they don't make anymore. I had this vision in my head of like real beetles, and it was like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids situation where you're racing through the garden. I have a way better
chat coming in. Thrax saying Beetle Adventure Racing has a 90 on Metacritic. Boom!
Let's see that Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing.
Okay, don't search that. Moving on.
We got 98 and a 97.
Moving on.
Oh, I love you guys.
Adam says, other than a possible Zelda Maker game, which, by the way, drink every time I mention Zelda Maker, you'll get drunk so fast. Is there another genre you'd like to see attempted for the franchise? He says, I'd love to see a turn-based strategy or a full-blown fighter like Soul Calibur.
Why don't we have a Metroid Maker? I realize that I'm coming in hot on this one opinion thing, but like that would be really cool to make like a Metroidvania style map with original NES tiles.
That's a different question. Different makers. He wants to know what other genre for his. I think that's the question, right? What other genre you'd like to see for Zelda?
Okay, boy.
I don't know.
Although we could have a whole other conversation about makers. That would be fun.
Oh man.
Another genre for the franchise, huh?
Well, give us a kart racer. I realize that he's in Mario Kart, but that's not the same. Give us a full-blown kart racer. Like, wait, hold on. We'll race them on Beetles. I've got it.
Well, there we go.
Yes.
The Volkswagen Beetles.
The
bugs. Yes.
The stag beetles that you collect in Breath of the Wild.
You collect Korok seeds in the racing, course and everything.
This is hard because I feel like Zelda's so like even Age of Calamity was pushing it for me. Do you know what I mean? I want Zelda to be Zelda games.
Yeah.
Maybe
I feel like this could be okay. I don't know if it would be great, but this can be okay. A first-person narrative-driven simulator of you being Link and just going through like a castle or something, Hyrule Castle, and like going through memories of Zelda or like trying to relate your story with Zelda in some form. Rebecca's not convinced at all.
You're turning this into a roguelite. It's going to end with that, isn't it?
No, it's not a roguelite. No,
Okay.
I'm like saying What Remains of Edith Finch, but in Link's perspective, or like Gone Home, or something more like that.
Like a narrative. Okay.
Yeah, very narrative focused. Get rid of like give me all the characters in Breath of the Wild and do a lot of different memories and interpretations and stuff like that.
I would like that because I feel like Zelda's like one thing that consistently suffers with the series is the storytelling. I feel like Zelda has such good stories, but they don't always do a good job of telling them.
Right.
I was gonna say a turn-based RPG. Because then you can have Zelda have magical powers, and then you can have a character who is like, it can almost be Chrono Trigger-esque, and then you can have combination power things where you can do joint attacks. But then you have this opportunity to tell the story the way that it could be told, because you get cutscenes and you get dialogue and you get the space for those things to happen. Because like, with the exception of Breath of the Wild, Zelda combat is, it's okay. It's not like blowing your hair back. You don't need it to be there. It's more about the world than the combat. So why not just make it a turn-based RPG and give me more story?
And give me like 16-bit like.
Yeah, I was gonna say throw it back sprites. Like let's go back.
Yeah,
like,
Octopath Traveler style. And give me I would be down with that.
Diorama.
I like your ideas a lot better than what I came up with.
Well, let's hear it though. You gotta chime in.
Okay, stick with me for this one.
Oh boy. No. Let me hold on. Let me stretch. I'm very old. We have to stretch before.
I literally Googled video game genres just because like I was trying to imagine it in every single possibility. Like we actually have already had Zelda in multiple genres. Like we had them in a first-person shooter with Link's crossbow training. We had the rhythm game with Cadence of Hyrule. Like we've had it in lots of different genres already. And then I came across MMO and I thought Pokemon Unite, but with Zelda characters, and you get to like be a Goron, you get to be a Zora, you get to be a Rito, and like maybe they get to have different abilities. Maybe like Mipha is like the healer or something. I wouldn't play this, but I'm sure a ton of people would be super into this.
At least try this. You would at least try this because you would.
I at least tried Pokemon Unite, and I at least played it for a week.
See? You've done better.
So you at least play 2 weeks of this.
But I do feel like there's like enough diversity in the characters that like you would be able to get like, I feel like Daruk or a Goron would be kind of the big wall tanky type character. And maybe Age of Calamity or Hyrule Warriors does enough of this. MOBA, MMO, I don't know. What's the difference? I don't know what the difference between those two are. Did I mean MOBA? I don't know. MOBA.
You mean MOBA. Yes.
I don't know what the difference is. I don't play either of them.
It's interesting because Nintendo is willing to let this like new things happen with Link and with the Zelda series. Like Cadence of Hyrule was a big deal. Like that.
Oh, it was really cool to see,
and it was super good. But when they announced that, I was like, really? You never do
it was
that
out
Zelda.
of nowhere.
Are you sure? Are you? And then it was amazing. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Give the Pokemon Unite people this, and let's see what they do, because that game is fun, despite me not loving like MOBAs. It's still
honestly
fun.
And I feel like those are the types of games that make me try genres that I would normally never try. Like I would never have tried, what was it? It was a MOBA. Is that what it was? I would never have tried a MOBA if it weren't for that. And I feel like Zelda has the power to get me to try literally anything.
I know. Yeah. Is that your game that will get you to try any genre just because it has Zelda on it? If a game
pretty
comes
much,
out
yeah.
and
Which
has that,
like I feel like I want to say yes to this, but I still haven't gotten around to playing Cadence of Hyrule. My first answer for this question was rhythm game, and then I realized, oh wait, they did that, and I still didn't play it.
Right? You have to play that.
I will.
So
I will. I know.
I'm not good at the Cadence of Hyrule or the other one, Crypto the Echo Dancer. I don't know why. I'm just not used to the beat. It's a very beaty game. I love rhythm games. It's just this particular visual way. It's very hard for me to capture it.
I like what Cadence did. This Necrodancer did not do this because the point was the beat, right? But Cadence lets you turn that off and just sort of play it almost like turn-based like movement. And when you move, you see what happens, and the beat matching is turned off. And that's if you are beat deficient, which some people just cannot sync to that type of beat. It lets you enjoy it. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's very good.
Which is awesome because Zelda has such good music.
That's true.
It's so good. Remix
very
like this
so.
too. Oh, it's so good. Highly recommend.
Speaking of Zelda, Johnny Boy wants to know, what is the average airspeed velocity of an unladen Rito?
Do you want this in knots or do you want it in miles per hour? Also, I have no idea, but it's faster than an airplane.
Come on, Garrett, you're a science person.
I'm an engineer, and I'm just like,
what's velocity? What is that?
Speed.
Yeah. Oh
That's
my
just
goodness.
Speed?
You teach children, Rebecca. We have to talk.
I'm not a teacher.
Fair enough.
Velocity is speed and direction. There's a direction to it.
And
That's
direction. Okay.
Yes.
Well, Ritos are pretty fast.
They are.
But not fast enough to not get killed by
a
light cannon.
Are they as fast as an unladen swallow? That's like the real question here.
How fast does the swallow go?
I don't know.
How much does a Rito weigh?
They're pretty big, right?
Yeah, they're like
Rivali
size,
weight.
Right? If there is an actual statistic on this, I will laugh so hard. I'm responsible for educating my own children, and I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. Look, I mean, they're humanoid size. They're big. They're probably 150 to 180 pounds.
Rivali's 6'3".
That's a big ass bird. Baby Lord.
Wait, this website, Breath of the Wild, age, height, and relationship status of all of the champions.
We should never have
relationship.
This was a mistake. Oh boy, we're back.
Link, height, 5'7", age 17 to 18, relationship status, it's complicated.
Good. Are there Tinder profiles written for all of them too? We could go down a rabbit hole.
There's not, but side and single, just so everybody knows. And he's 135 years old, so
not that old.
He's also 6'9", so you might want to wear heels.
Nice.
Not tall. Trifaldi is 6'3". That's a big bird. I don't know. Fast. I got nothing.
Pretty fast.
Yeah.
Pretty
fast for a large bird. That's
maybe the sound barrier. That's like, I don't know, 200, 300. I forgot how fast that is. Yeah, that's like a jet. Yeah. Maybe like
that's not as fast
1,000 miles an hour. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ante is hitting us with another tough question for y'all and the new host. Crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
It depends.
Okay.
On what?
It depends on what you put on.
If it's going in a sandwich with jelly or fluff or banana, crunchy. If I'm eating it with a spoon out of the container, creamy.
Okay, I could see that.
House.
I don't know. I'm rethinking everything about Elaine on this podcast.
Oh,
really?
Man.
I don't like crunchy peanut butter. Why is it crunchy? It needs to be creamy. If I want to eat peanuts, I'll eat peanuts.
You'll get a texture to it, though.
I like the texture.
Yeah, PB&J. It's just
don't mix my textures.
You got to get some crunch in there.
Do you separate your food on the plate too? Do you need them to not touch?
I'll eat. So like if I'm eating dinner with like the main course and then like 2 sides or something, I'll eat an entire one thing before I go on to the next thing.
Get ready. I will take peas and mix them into my mashed potatoes.
Oh no. No.
For me. Yeah, no, yep, totally.
Stop.
Totally. I'm
my plate is always mixed together. I don't know what you're talking about.
A savage.
You guys are horrible people.
Rebecca, you only do creamy then. Garret, will you do either?
I'll do both. And I agree with you, Elaine. It has to have a crunch in my sandwich. It has to have crunch. Like if I'm mixing with something else.
I'm not expecting a crunch when I bite into a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh,
because you've never had a crunchy peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You've been fixated on creamy all the time.
I like creamy peanut butter in a sandwich if I'm toasting the sandwich though. Because then the bread is crunchy.
Yeah, the bread is crunchy.
Okay, like
you toast your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
No, I toast the bread.
Sometimes,
then I put the creamy peanut butter on, and it kind of gets melty. And then I put some jelly and smash
okay, you have to eat it right away if you do that. See, I make my sandwiches and then I take them to work to eat 3 hours later, and it's not going to work out if I do that.
I do that too, but if I'm gonna like sit here in the kitchen and be like, I want a peanut butter and jelly, I want it to be like melty and like, oh, it's so good.
Maybe I'll try that, but I'm not going to try crunchy.
That's fine. I understand. I also will melt crunchy peanut butter and put it over ice cream.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic.
Kids. Buckle up. I like that's a hot fudge sundae kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did you put what on what?
I will take crunchy peanut butter and melt it a little bit in the microwave, and then pour it over ice cream.
Oh, that sounds so good. Oh my gosh. Vanilla ice cream?
Like a plain or even a chocolate. It's good with chocolate ice cream too.
Oh, that sounds so good. Add some bananas in there.
Oh, dude, I have whipped cream. I'm a child. I'm a child.
Okay. And then Brandroid BVM says, don't know if it's happened before, but would you like to record an episode of the show together in the same place? Funny story, that was supposed to happen with like right before COVID. There were plans to get everybody together for E3 2020, and then COVID happened, and we had shirts made and everything, and everybody was supposed to meet up and do it. And then it didn't happen. I don't know if there's still plans to make that happen someday at some point when we're not in a pandemic. It was supposed to be the PSVG house party. Yeah. I would love to do that someday.
The three of us are in a geographic location where this could happen. Over a long weekend
it could
when it was safe.
It would be a drive for me, but
well, we could meet you in the middle somewhere. You know,
do you really want to meet in the middle of Pennsylvania? Like,
no, I'd rather go to you or all the way to us. You're right, but like,
would be a coal mining country.
Rebecca and I could road trip to you. There's good food there.
Yeah, so it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Yeah, and like we said earlier, me and Elaine do not live too far away from each other. So might get up to some shenanigans at some point. Maybe
you're
not
very close. You're a reasonable distance.
You know, for podcast or other reasons. We'll see. Excellent. We'll see. We'll scheme some stuff up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, it was supposed to happen, and it still might.
Still might eventually. Still might. So, guys, I might move out early next year, so we gotta make this happen. Like, I don't know, pretty soon. So
if you want the PSVG house party to happen, get your vaccine, get your mask, be good people.
Everyone mask up. Like, I don't know.
We're taking a stance on this.
We're making a political statement, Donnie, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
He's like already regretting giving us the keys to his show.
It's the PlayStation experience all over again.
But yes, how does it feel, Elaine, with one episode in the book?
Yeah. This was a party. This was so easy. This was such a blast. I had such a good time. Your chat is so nice. Why are they so nice? I'm so scared. Are they waiting? Are they waiting till I make a terrible mistake?
They're nice because they're being on their best behavior for you.
That's true.
Just kidding. They're always great.
They'll troll later.
No. I foresee us having lots and lots of fun weeks. I really do. It would be so exciting if we could be talking about a Nintendo Direct at this time next week. Keep your fingers crossed. Good vibes. Oh, chat's saying that they love you already. So that's
I saw that. She old like me. Solidarity.
I do feel like this is a good round out to our trio here. I think you're going to bring something new, bring something exciting to the table.
I think you played a lot more older Nintendo games than me, so I think you filled it out pretty well. And then we'll nerd out with everything else.
It's going to be great. There's lots of RPGs that we can talk about. It'll be a blast.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
Ready.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Oh, what?
Other than Metroid, What's your other most anticipated Nintendo game this fall?
I don't have a good question for. I don't have a good answer for that. Wait, what else is coming out, Garrett?
We got Shin Megami Tensei. We got Pokemon.
We got
Advance Wars. We got those three.
It's probably Shin Megami Tensei of those.
Oh, and Mario Party.
And I'm excited about Mario Party because I got these kids that live in this house.
Oh, okay.
And cool. I like to make them play party games with me, even though they roll their eyes a little bit sometimes, but then they have fun. Shin Megami Tensei 5, I'm really excited about. I'm also excited about Pokemon, but this particular iteration was not like I was a Heart Gold, Soul Silver girl. Those were the ones that grabbed me. So this one I will play, but it isn't like my warm fuzzy.
Yep. Got it.
Yeah.
It's a packed fall.
Let's go.
It is.
Gonna be a lot.
All right, that is gonna do it for our first episode in the new era of Nintendo Shack. If you're listening to this, that means that we have successfully edited and posted the audio. So, congrats to us if you're not listening live. So, yeah, hopefully Elaine will not be too scared off and join us again next week. Really looking forward to it. And yeah, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.